cool to be something. We make it cool to be something. We make it cool to be something.
Always a special moment in the pregame ceremonies. The playing of the national anthem as the teams gear up for the tip. And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And guys, taking a look at Thabo Sefolosha, what will we see from him?
You know, every team needs a stopper out on the perimeter, Kevin. There's so many great offensive players in this league, so you've got to have a guy who can shut people down. That's what Sefolosha does. He's savvy, he's long-armed, he's quick laterally, and he knows how to defend.
Yeah, one thing that Thabo always had is that defensive calling card, guys, that great defensive presence. It isn't easy finding guys out on the perimeter who play like him, and this team is lucky to have him, getting his hands in passing lanes, deflecting passes, always around the ball, lockdown defense, invaluable player. Earlier this season, it was Chicago who came out on top in the last meeting against the Knicks.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And in Chicago to start out. Left side Rose. Sefolosha passes to Boozer. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. A right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. Here's Rose after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Butler. And the three off target. For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
A tough game to lose, really. They actually put up a great fight, I thought. But you know, when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's something they learn from, though. I mean, you have to convert the positives, even from a loss like that, into momentum for your next game. They got to take what they did well and kind of double down the efforts here tonight.
A drive by Shumpert.
You know, one of the big things that Iman Shumpert brings to the team is his pressure defensively on the perimeter. When you have a guard like him who can go out and bother ball handlers, they can really take an opponent out of its offense.
2 shots. And both free throws good for Shumpert. Rose with the ball. He's coming off a 22-point game against Milwaukee. The feed to Sefolosha. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And Shumpert had that ACL tear in the 2012 playoffs, but after missing the first month and a half, Clark, I thought he bounced back pretty well.
I'd say he did. I mean, there was some concern. His game is really predicated on his athleticism at this point, but he looked pretty good. Not a great outside shooter, but he cut his turnovers down and showed he could still elevate for some spectacular finishes, and was not bad shooting the ball from the three-point line.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Butler kicks to Sefolosha. Shot clock at 5, and here's Rose outside. That is good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Shumpert. Wide open look, and again it's New York. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Outside Rose. Now the pass to Noah. And it's Rose penetrating. Shoots from the elbow. Can't get it to go. And New York will come the other way. Now let's find out what head coach Mike Woodson had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Cephalosha after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And Boozer gets it to go.
How about the first quarter for him at the offensive end? He's really had the touch going.
Outside jumper. Stoudemire outside. Stoudemire off the pick from Anthony. Stoudemire with the ball. Butler covering. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Stoudemire. 9 points for Carmelo Anthony. Last game for the Bulls. They picked up the W against Milwaukee.
And their inside strength was so apparent in that win. They just blocked shots, controlled the lane, did a good job on the glass.
Very alert were they, Steve. Alert, aware, and reacted quickly to shot attempts in the post. I'll tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Anthony's got 11 points.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Rose dishes to Noah. Here's Boozer. And it's Chicago scoring again. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Chicago making a switch here. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He was going over their task at keying in defensively against Anthony. Coach acknowledged of all the players they're going to have to deal with tonight, he is the one they need to cling to defensively if they're going to be successful at that end of the court. He focused next on what he feels will be their most reliable offensive approach, which is the use of ball screens and the pick and roll. That's a play we should be seeing a lot of. We'll be watching how these adjustments work. Kev, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Thank you, Doris.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. He should knock that down.
Rose passes to Boozer. Brown outside. Kicks to Shumpert. Shot clock at 6. From 10 feet out, Noah with the block. Now Heinrich. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Rose kicks it to Noah. Back to Rose. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Shumpert with the steal. It's stolen by Rose. Into Noah. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
And the lead changes hands once again. There has been no separation between these two teams tonight.
What an intriguing basketball game, that's for sure.
And here's Brown outside. New York, no good that time either. Chicago's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game.
You know, guys, when Noah came out of Florida, most people viewed him as just an energy guy or a role player, but I tell you what, I always saw him as a highly skilled player. He could pass it, he could put it on the floor, was smart defensively. he's shown that he can anchor a defense, and he contributes double-doubles on a nightly basis.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
Rose kicks to Heinrich. There's the dish to Noah. Back to Rose. Outside Butler. Three-pointer. Knicks with the rebound. You know, for Noah Clark, as you were talking about, not just an energy guy, but Steve, he's a good ball handler. And he's a really good passer, for one thing. You know, atop the circle, he's got a great view of the floor, and he really can find the guy.
Yeah, well, it's so important these days to be able to make plays off of screen and rolls for a big guy to be able to catch at the foul line off that drop pass and then either score or find another shooter on the perimeter. Noah as good as anybody at that.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Cole Aldridge. Rose kicks it to Noah. Back to Rose. It's good from the top of the key. Rose has got 7 points in the game. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
I'd say, 8 lead changes, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, back and forth start for sure. This game is setting up to be awfully competitive.
New York calls timeout.
You know, with Derrick Rose out, a lot of people thought the Bulls would flounder last season, guys, but they were still one of the tougher teams in all of the East, in part because the culture of toughness and next man up has been instilled in that group from its coaching staff, starting with Tom Thibodeau. I don't think this takes away anything from how great Rose is, but I think it certainly speaks to how bought in and committed to the team that every man on that roster is.
And so it's New York with it, the Bulls getting the bucket. There's 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Bargnani outside. 2-for-1 chance here.
Yeah, let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Rose dishes to Boozer. The kick out to Rose. Back to Boozer. All sorts of time. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 3rd assist on the night. Well, back to the Chicago Bulls team, you got to give a lot of credit to the culture of defense and effort that Coach Tom Thibodeau has created there, Steve.
Well, they weathered Rose's absence remarkably well. You know, dancing in the playoffs, giving Miami all it could handle. And you wonder, you know, with the healthy Rose now and all these other players having developed, is Chicago a championship caliber team? I think they are.
I agree. Time, but it's no good. And that does it for the first quarter. It's Chicago up by 5. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
All right. Yeah. Let's go.
Tune in Tuesday, December 17th. Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. A Western Conference battle. Be there.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. At the 3 and 4, Butler and Boozer. Heinrich is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Noah in at the 5, down low. Clock at 4, and here's Felton from the arc. Boozer with the rebound.
Not a shot he should have taken in the face of such tough defense. He needed to get a better look.
Heinrich kicks to Korver. Butler on the wing. In low to Boozer. Here's Heinrich. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Knicks trail by 5. Ball's knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in fewest turnovers per game. First in opponent points per game. And they're number 2 in assists. This is a team that loves to share the basketball.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Clark, the pass to Felton. Over to the wing. Three-pointer. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the off-season. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course, he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh? So New York going with almost an entire new group here. To the wing on the left. Back to Chandler. 5 on the clock. Feeds it to Carmelo. From deep. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Let's take this moment to bring you a leaderboard featuring a very well-rounded group, the top rebounding small forwards in the NBA the last 10 games. Number 1, Carmelo Anthony.
You know, there are plenty of above-average rebounders at his position, but he is way above average.
And he utilizes his speed and hustle to beat some of the bigger guys to the spots in the paint, and he's able to corral those rebounds as a result.
Shots good by Butler.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball moves.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Knicks trail by 10. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, there has been a lot of pressure on this Bulls team to get to the finals. Derrick Rose thinks that they are set up to win multiple championships. He says, quote, "To me, to win a championship, you need a team full of winners that's willing to sacrifice. We got all the pieces, starting with the front office, our owners, the coaching staff, down to the players." That kind of quote puts more pressure on the team, but they are set to make a deep run, guys.
Defense really their identity. That's how they win.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Now here's Anthony. 14 points for him. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Chandler with the ball. Noah picks him up. And stolen by Butler.
That pass never had a chance there. His timing was perfect in going after that steal.
Passes it to Corver. Butler against Stoudemire. Baseline J on the way. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. That one's on Anthony.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for New York. Anthony dishes to Stoudemire. Back to Anthony. Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Stoudemire. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. It was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head. You go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up. You can get some easy hoops that way.
Well, and the steal made it possible. It all starts with the defense, and they could use a few more sequences like that one.
Here is Heinrich following the score by New York. Outside Butler. Into Noah. It's stolen by Anthony. And the lead is down inside single digits. Anthony's got 18 points in the game.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Anthony against Butler. Dishes to Korver. Shoots from 14. Shot is no good. So New York will take it the other way. They'll be off to Boston for a meeting with the Celtics after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Well, what a year for Melo. He just started so hot, and he kept it going throughout last season. Led the league in scoring, and I think really became the superstar that he seemed destined to become.
Going back to Carmelo, the superstar, last season his jersey sales jumped to first, Clark, in the entire NBA.
Seems like a good fit for him in New York. I mean, his star has been magnified there, but it's due to his play. I mean, he embraces the expectations. When you think back to that game in April where he dropped 50 on the Heat, I think he's playing some of the best basketball of his career.
Anthony sets the pick for Brown, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
The Bulls leading by 9. Right side Rose. And that one comes up a bit short.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
And here's Anthony for 3. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 21 points for Carmelo Anthony. Here's Rose. 7 points in the game, and he gets it to go. And the Bulls lead by 8.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Anthony with it, out defended by Gibson. Pass to Shumpert. Inside. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Gibson setting a pick for Rose. Got a piece of it. The feed now to Carmelo. Brown kicks to Aldridge. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way and finished off by Noah.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And so it's New York with it. The Bulls getting the bucket. Pass to Shumpert. Down low. Some nice passing by New York here. No good on the 3. The Bulls leading by 8. Sefolosha with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. Rose passes to Butler. Outside Rose. 5 on the clock. Sefolosha dishes to Noah. And he gets it to go. And now it's a 10-point Bulls lead.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Anthony against Gibson. And he banks in the layup.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Here is Rose, following the score by New York. Sefolosha's shot is good. 54 seconds left in the first half of the game. Anthony kicks to Brown. To the wing on the left. Here's Aldridge. Can't get it to go. Great defense that time from Noah. The Bulls leading by 10.
9 not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity they have.
Well, they need to be.
Here's Butler. No good. And New York the other way now. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And that one's good. Shumpert. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
And there's no question for Milwaukee, and that's a game they would really like to have.
Rose attacking. It could go, and that's not going to go. And so we wrap up the first half. Bulls lead by 8. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Mike Woodson. And, Coach, what don't you like about what you're seeing?
Our offense is what's killing us, our spacing and pick and rolls. You know, they're going to protect the paint, but we can get what we want if we set the screen roll and then hit guys on the perimeter.
Coach, thank you so much. Guys, he's looking to get into that second and third option.
Thanks, Doris. And, folks, the halftime show is coming up next. And then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's a good one going out in New York. Glad to have you with us for our halftime show. Some good basketball for the Bulls. The assist total indicative of their unselfish play, spreading that ball around. Derrick Rose is making his presence felt early. He's up to 9 points, and he's stacking up the assists too, keeping the defense off balance with his passing. And a resilient Knicks team staying in it. They'd like the chance to move up in the conference standings right now, sitting 7th. A phenomenal performance by Carmelo Anthony. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. NBA action just getting started here. Some games coming up a little bit later on tonight. Over at New Orleans Arena, the Pelicans will face up against the Pistons. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And another game that's coming up for the Spurs, they'll be up against the Bucks out in Milwaukee. There's going to be some excitement in the arena for that one. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock Eastern. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. Out in Charlotte, it'll be the Bobcats against the Magic. So that's a divisional game that'll be a lot of fun. The 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. That'll be it for the halftime report. The second half is coming right up. Hope to see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return, a view of the New York skyline is seen from the Manhattan Bridge.
Melo having a terrific game. He's got 21 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
Well, as long as he's continuing to make them, I think they should make him more of a focal point of this offense.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. Then there's Iman Shumpert. That's the 5 for New York right now. Now the pass to Stoudemire. Looking for Anthony, and gets it there. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Clark, you said it, the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But, Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, another family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with the great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and Draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. I just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Number 23, he's covered by Rose. Chandler with the screen on Rose. And here's Anthony for three. That drops. Anthony's got 25 points in the game.
Incredible. Only took him a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, Andrea Bargnani, the #1 overall pick back in 2006, but he hasn't been a star caliber player in the NBA. Injuries have played a role, certainly, but his defense and rebounding have been the biggest problems. A former coach of his with the Raptors said it just didn't seem like he had enough passion for the game, that it wasn't important enough to him. Some pretty harsh words, but guys, sometimes for 7-footers, the game finds them. And defense and rebounding, certainly not the glamorous parts of this game. Kevin will see if he ever realizes his potential.
And hope for the best. Thanks, Doris.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
New York calls timeout.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
And now a look at the point guards who have been taking matters into their own hands this past month. These are the top scorers at their position. 5th best, Derrick Rose.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and deliver the offense in addition to running the offense. What a star-studded bunch of players.
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing that, to me, makes these guys special, Steve, is that they can do so many things to enable and help their offense. And not all point guards in the league have the unique combination of skills to produce that these guys do. And they've done it on a night-in, night-out basis. And I've marveled at their consistency as well. Guys, it was no secret that last season the Knicks were really a perimeter-oriented team. They had some solid inside players, but basically those inside guys were there to set screens and defend and rebound. It was up to Melo and the other perimeter guys to carry the offense.
Now here's Rose. He's got 11. He dishes it to Cephalosha. Butler passes to Cephalosha. And the Bulls, another 3. Well, Clark, back to what you said last year about the Knicks. Last in points in the paint, only about a third of their points inside. Very little around the basket, Steve. It became an issue at times.
Well, it was an interesting group, Kevin. So many shooters. Carmelo really represented their only low post threat. Even Tyson Chandler, his baskets were mostly offensive putbacks. So it was almost small ball all season long, but it was very interesting to watch.
Now Butler, after the missed 3 from Shumpert, who's again Chicago.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. One of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
Yeah, and I also love the way he can torture a defense by using the good old-fashioned pick and roll. When they execute it well, and he's on the receiving end of the pass, mark it up. It's 2 points.
6 to shoot. It's tipped and stolen by Butler. And here's the fast break. Cephalosha leading the way. Shots good by Butler.
What a great start to the second half. They still haven't missed a field goal.
And the Knicks with possession here. 19-point game. They set the pick. The drive by Shumpert. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing. Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
Number 23, he's covered by Rose. Anthony off a pick from Stoudemire. Anthony dishes to Shumpert. And the Knicks miss again. The Bulls leading by 21. Here's Butler. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
Bulls have gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room. Now here's Rose. He's got 11. And the foul on Amari Stoudemire. That is his first foul of the game. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Here's Noah. Kenyon Martin grabs the board.
Guys, Kenyon Martin was signed by the Knicks towards the end of last season as they dealt with a litany of injuries, and he really delivered. I mean, he's 35 years old, microfracture surgery on both knees, but he still got some bounce in those legs, and we know he's got plenty of intensity.
The Bulls leading by 21. Kicks it to Cephalosha. Lots of room. And he hits the jump shot. Cephalosha's got 8 points here in this quarter. The Knicks have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And you look at Kenyon Martin, not the biggest frame inside, 6'9", about 240, but he is still a difference maker on the defensive end.
Yeah, he is. Shot blocker, tough defender, never backs down, and always has done a good job finishing in the lane. Remember, he was the #1 overall draft pick back in 2000.
That's good. And here's Rose, averaging 19 points per contest. Can't hit. Great D that time from Martin. Knicks trail by 20. Hardaway with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Hardaway against Rose. It's Hardaway that time on the assist by Martin.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Now here's Rose. 11 points in the game. Felton with some nice D.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Outside Hardaway. Cephalosha with the steal. Inside, here's Butler. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
And here are the Knicks now. The Bulls getting the bucket. The dish now to Bargnani. And a miss there on the triple. Chicago leading by 20. Cephalosha kicks to Rose. Outside Butler. In low to Boozer from 10 feet out. It's rebounded by New York. Outside Felton. Bargnani passes to Clark. Felton with a screen on Butler. Really left alone that time. Clark's got a pair of threes now here in the third for New York.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Rose dishes to Cephalosha. Butler kicks to Rose. Offensive rebound. Boozer passes to Noah. He feeds it to Cephalosha. Here's Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 19 points for Butler.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
Felton with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
Now Boozer following Earl Clark's three-point attempt. And the shot is good.
They're going to have to tighten up defensively, guys, because they're really giving up way too many open looks.
Felton kicks to Bargnani. And it's off from three-point range. Here's the three. And another three-point shot falls from Butler. Butler's got 22 points.
Boy, he's just exploding offensively, scorching this defense.
Trust me, he knows he's in the zone.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's Chicago as they dominate the last minutes of the quarter on an 8-0 run. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
On tap Monday, December 16th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers, live from Staples Center. Big-time hoops coming your way.
In a moment now to check out our State Farm assist of the game, and what a pass it was by a talented point guard.
Well, this is what he does. This is the kind of plays he's known for, Kevin.
And here are the Bulls now. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the 4th quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls. Up front, Boozer and Noah. Kyle Korver is out there with Rose. And it's Butler in at the small forward.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
The Knicks shooting reasonably well, 45%. Martin with the screen for Felton. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
And I would think a lot of attention will be focused on that Orlando contest.
And Chicago shooting in offensive execution has been beyond great there. 63% from the floor in this game. And it's Rose missing.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Felton dishes to Hardaway. Felton against Rose. Felton the pass to Brown. The Knicks rebound. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Boozer.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of 4 brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family, and he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
And Clark, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. It's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure there is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person, has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class. Really good defense, but you got to set better screens than that offensively.
He kicks to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Gibson dishes to Rose. Back to Gibson. Here's Noah. And he makes good on the layup. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
I think the best quality for Noah is the energy that he brings to the game, Kevin. He's got long arms, he can rebound, he can handle the ball, he can make plays, but really it's just the impact he has with his effort and his energy that's most impressive.
But he's so unselfish. I love that about him, and he's a real demon on the backboard. An outstanding offensive rebounder. He's a good passer, too. If he sees an open teammate, he won't hesitate to move the rock. And he's accurate with his passes, too. What a game for Rose. He has 15 points and 15 assists. Whether it's making a tough pass or coming up with the steal, he's been able to do it.
Well, he's had a great feel for the game today, for his teammates, for the situation, for his opponents. I mean, he knows what's going on out there.
New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Felton off the pick from Martin. Feeds to Brown. Lets it go. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Brown's got 4 points now in the quarter. Bulls have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And it's Rose penetrating. And that one's good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Now, here's Felton. Outside, Martin. There's Brown with the 3, and there's the rejection.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Rose kicks it to Noah. Power down with both hands.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
And so it's New York with it. Felton the pass to Martin. Dishes to Brown. And the Knicks good for 2. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Rose goes in. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Rose has got 21.
Boy, don't you just admire that tenacity he shows out on the floor.
And so it's New York with it. Outside, Felton. Puts one up from 19. The rebound by Corver.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence. All game long, guys, he's been getting it done. Really doing a nice job rebounding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, they've had a major advantage on the glass, dominating that stat.
Now here's Rose. That's good. Rose has got 16 points here in the second half.
Virtually uncontested. It's nice to be able to add to the lead without really having to work for it.
Passes it to Brown. From outside the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Rose attacking.
Oh, how about that, basketball fan?
Beautiful.
Wow. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slamming.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Here is Felton. The Bulls getting the bucket.
He can't get anything to drop, and the way he's scoring, I'm not sure it's something he should try to shoot his way out of.
No, that might only serve to make things worse, Steve. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
The first one falls. Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the 2nd straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
Al Gordon, following Earl Clark's three-point attempt, fires from deep. It's rebounded by New York. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one. The Knicks shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Martin with a screen on Heinrich. Felton attacking. Here's Aldridge. Takes it off the glass.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Now here's Heinrich. Puts up a three. The shot is off, and New York will come the other way. Here's Clark. Rebound by Heinrich. Heinrich's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Puts up a three, and he gets it to go.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Outside, Felton. Over to the left wing. Heinrich on the double team. Just 5 on the clock. The three. The rebound by Gibson.
He has just disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all offensively.
And I'm sure he's ready to put this quarter behind him and quickly.
Now here's Heinrich. Outside, Gordon. Heinrich outside. Gibson inside. The shot no good. Nice D from Aldrich. Gibson's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Chicago.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And they're going to get the second game between these two clubs just like they took the first. This will put them up 2-0 with 2 games left to play in their season series against the Knicks.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Derrick Rose. And a big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving and finding guys when they would flash open.
Chicago with the ball after the missed 3 from Hardaway. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Gordon. 35 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Heinrich outside. Snell. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Gordon. Heinrich outside. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Derek, tremendous work on the glass tonight. How important is that aspect of the game to this team?
It's huge. That's all Ted talked about, second rebound. We crash the boards, our bigs are big at it, and when we pass it back out, we usually got the three-pointer, so it's easy basketball.
Derek, thank you so much. Guys, hard to run if you don't rebound the ball.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.